Hey folks, we're going live here at the 2025 Fort Scott High School all-school reunion. Parade's about to start. We're about a block away from our first entry driving right by. We'll try to give you commentary on each and every entry. I think we got about 25, maybe a little more entries in this year's parade. It's a unique situation to have all-school reunions. Not very many places do that in the world, and we're lucky to be that.
What's your name and what class are you in?
I am going to be your MC. My name's David Brown, class of 81.
Representing.
Yes! I heard somebody hoot! Thank you! I am our parade entry. With my wide Heidi, I take up most of our first item down the parade route. Traditionally, always going to be law enforcement. There'll be some sort of representatives from there. Our Fort Scott finest, Fort Scott Police Department patrol unit. These units are driven by Fort Scott High School alumni. Class of 1991, Sergeant Brian Thurston. He's accompanied by his wife Julie, who is also class of 1991. Following our police department is our National Historic Site Color Guard. The National Park preserves Fort Scott and tells the story of its role in the events that transformed the nation, with a focus on the time periods of the permanent Indian frontier, the opening of the West, bleeding Kansas, and the Civil War. With extreme pleasure, I get to introduce to you our grand marshals for this year's parade, James L. Jim and Constant Connie Campbell Bandler. What kind of this a life of service commitment to community? Jim and Connie Bandler, proud natives of Earl County, Kansas, with their roots ready. Jim was born at Mercy Hospital, located on the west side of Earl.
Jim and Connie, give us a wave. And who are you? Mr. John Hill.
The whole group wants to say hi.
First met in 8th grade at Central High School, Central Junior High School. What's our junior high now? Up there on National Avenue. They graduated together from Fort Scott High School in 1960. A year later, on July 8, 1961, they were married. A union that has now spanned 64 years. Jim was an active student, playing summer baseball, lettering, football, and track. Both he and Connie served on student councils during their high school years, continued their involvement at Fort Scott Junior College. They later transferred to Pittsburgh State University, where Jim earned a Bachelor of Science in Business Accounting. In 1964, Connie returned to complete her education in 1977, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in English and History, as well as a secondary teaching certificate. In December 1963, Jim began his long and dedicated career with John E. Deal and Company. He became a certified public accountant and a partner in the firm, where he worked for an extraordinary 62 tax seasons before retiring in April of 2024. Jim and Connie raised 2 sons and a daughter, devoting themselves to supporting their children's activities in sports, music, and church. Their family extended naturally into the community service area. Both remain active members of First Presbyterian Church, where they are ordained elders, and have contributed to the life and mission of the church in many capacities. Their civic involvement includes service on the Fort Scott Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. Jim has held leadership roles in numerous organizations, frequently serving as treasurer. Imagine that. He was instrumental in founding the Fort Scott Community College Foundation, the First Presbyterian Church Endowment Fund, and the Fort Scott Area Area Community Foundation. He's also a 50-year member of Rotary International. Connie's community service has been equally impactful. She served on the Beacon Board of Directors, including a term as president, and has been a devoted member of the PEO, which is a sisterhood that's devoted to the organization supporting women's education. She played a key role in bringing Fort Scott Presbyterian Village to the community and later served on the board of trustees of its parent organization, Presbyterian Manners and America, including a firm as chairman. Additionally, Connie contributed to the work of the Women's Frontier National Heritage Area and was actively involved in the effort that led to the recognition of the downtown Fort Scott Historic District. Together, Jim and Connie Van Orden have spent their lives serving others with integrity, dedication, and a deep love for their community. Their legacy continues to inspire all who know them, and you should join with me in congratulating our grand marshals, Jim and Connie Van Orden. Representing Fort Scott High School, our dance and cheer team. You ready to roar for this group? Spirit of Tigers, along with their talented alumni, bringing electrifying energy to every performance. From dazzling dance routines to high-flying cheer stunts, these teams embody FSHS pride. Join us in celebrating their legacy in an unstoppable spirit. Hey, what's a tiger? Always a tiger! There's some of you along this line who know this dance routine, and you're expected to join in. Fort Scott High School alumni, starting with Dave Berner, Fire Chief, class of 1992, and one of my homeless kids. Chris Anderson, Lieutenant, 2007. Mike Miles, Deputy Chief, class of 2005. Andrew McGee, Lieutenant, class of 2009. Jacob May, Captain, class of 2006. Drew Rose, Firefighter, class of 2020. Scott Scotton, Captain, class of 2000. Dick Shelton, Firefighter, class of 2018. Stuart Troutman, Lieutenant, class of 2005. Travis Mawini, Lieutenant, class of 2004. Dalton Carpenter, Firefighter, class of 2017. And Clint Patterson, Firefighter, class of 2006. Your Fort Scott Fire Department alumni. Bourbon County EMS. The mission of Bourbon County EMS is to serve our community with compassion, professionalism, and integrity. 24 hours a day. They're dedicated to protecting lives, supporting families in crisis, and promoting safety through skilled emergency care and coordinated preparedness. Our highest calling is to be a trusted presence during life's most critical moments, providing comfort, care, and rapid response to all who is in need. Alumni representing Jerry Holsley Lynch, class of 1987, and Robert Laser, class of 1991. brings us to the mighty Tiger Car. This beast was put together by Robert Siebert and his students, completed in 2005. It has since been upgraded and maintained by the auto students at Fort Scott High School. There happens to be a 15-inch subwoofer in the truck for that sound system, and the engine has been converted to fuel injection to bring it into the 21st century. The Tiger Car is being driven by USD 234 Director of Transportation, Joe Allen, who happens to be a 2001 FSHS alumni and a member of the 2004 State Championship football team. He's accompanied by his son Kyler and two friends who will be graduating in 2029. Classes of 48 and 84. Ned Caldwell, legend Ned Caldwell, class of 48, riding in a white Kawasaki Mule, side by side, driven by his daughter Shannon Caldwell Parsons, who is a class of 54. Ned served in the Marine Corps from 52 to 54 and was a Korean War veteran. In 55, Ned joined the Fort Scott Police Force, from which he retired as Chief of Police in 1981. All while farming full-time. Ned's proud that at ages 79 and 87 he made 2 parachute jumps. Ned promises to be back in 2030 for an even longer list of accomplishments. The class of 79. This is the greatest class of 79. 7 years, the iconic hit song, YMCA. One time, good! Our number 3, class of 76, the Bicentennial class. This is the first year. The rest of you Yahoos must have waited till May. This class may have been known as for a popular fad. You might know the term streaking. You might find it interesting that a few members of this class performed this exhibition at a relatively new and extremely popular drive-in called Sonic. Kind of brings to mind, I can't unsee that. Class of 78. The class of 78 were my state. Don't meet us at the scout cabin. Class of 58. Paul Allen, reminiscing and recreating the thrill of soapbox derby races out of anything he and his friends could find. They could put wheels on, put a steering wheel on. Could be an old metal kitchen chair on its back, old barrels laid flat, old lining board, push the steering done with a rope, generally no brakes. Kids from all over town usually raced every Saturday in Oak Street, starting at Broadway, going all the way down to Bristol Railroad. Other racing sites around town. Get your fees a penny. You can get your money back if you win. Those 4 soapbox derby cars will be running on July 5th as part of this celebration. Class of 75.
Johnny!
Celebrating their golden anniversary. The golden half-century since they walked the stage. Walking is challenged now. Number 7 in our list, the 1964 class. Class of 64. They are the SEC champs. As of what? We're not sure, but I know if you ask them, they'll tell you. Welcome to our parade. One of our treasures in Fort Scott, Dolly the Trolley. It is the best way to see the sights, learn the history of Fort Scott, as we have an awesome driver in Steve Ullman. 50-minute narrated tours are offered Fridays and Saturdays every hour on the hour with adults. Tickets being $6 and children $7.94. By appointment. Just call the chamber office 223-3566 or see them at 231 East Wall. tours run every Friday, Saturday through the first weekend in December. The class of 1961. Michael Knightman driving this 1958 Dodge Royale Lancer. Michael says 64 years have gone both slowly and quickly. Few students had cars in 61. Only 2 of the 5 class officers from 1961 are still with us. He said he's been blessed with good health and a productive life. Class of 77 and 79, Steve Hickson. And Kathy Collins Hickson. Steve, class of 77, Kathy, class of 79. Cruising again in this 72 Monte Carlo. The same car you went on dates with in high school. What that car story can tell. Woo! The class of 1973. Yep. Class of 73 says we're all turning 70. Yeah, who would imagine that? Entry 11 is a class of 1980. This is a class of 80. It's smart class.
Hey.
They invented the Rubik's Cube. No, they didn't really invent it, not really, but it became popular in 1980. It's probably just as good. It's a sugar daddy, so it's got to be good. Oh, there it is. There it is. 77, marked real hard. Class of 77. Hey, 1977, the Tigers were state basketball champions that year. It was awesome. Hundreds of kids got out of school to go see it. Great. This motorcycle
Hi, girls.
71 Suzuki TS250. Just like the one he rode most days to school his senior year. You can also find him on his classmates cruising national on Friday nights on those bikes, as well as Chevelles, Novas, and Tahoes, Monte Carlos. And it could hit Scott's Trans Am or Big Dave's Pinto. Steve Miller Band, the Eagles, REO Speedwagon, Ted Nugent playing on the 8-track tapes. Star Wars, Saturday Night Fever, hit movies, playing right down here at what was then the Fox Theater, now the Liberty. Class of 1960. '60 is celebrating their 65 years since graduating.
What was your favorite 8-track? Corner.
Corner 4. Corner 4 is the one you want. Class of 60. Now we get to the class of 68 and 70. Class of 68, Senior Class Officers, President John Gintz, Vice President Jim Leake, Secretary Cheryl Whiteside, Bloomfield, Treasurer Patrick Guilfoyle. In 68, several things popular, including this crazy film called 2001, A Space Odyssey. Music of the Beatles, television shows such as Rowan Martin's Laugh In and The Mod Squad. But the topic of the day in 68 was the Vietnam War. The class of 70, Senior Class President Chris Smith, Vice President Brett McDowell, Terry McDonald Treasurer, Marilyn Whiteside Bailey. Top 8 trends at 70. Circular glasses. In 70, here are your 8 top trends. Circular glasses. Number 7, corduroy. Did everybody whistle? The afro, feather hair is number 5, 4 tie-dye, 3 high-waisted jeans, 2 platform shoes, and the number 1 trend at 70, bell-bottom. The class of 70 had 203 students, must be the biggest class to graduate from Scott High School. All right, class of 67. Class of 67, still kicking, still classy, still cruising down the street. The wagon's hauling 76 years of stories. Secrets now to getting senior discounts. They're rolling on. Oh, you run, guys. of 75, Edgar Lundberg with his water gun trail in the back. Here it is, class of 66. Class of 66 with a Chinese fire drill. There it is, Chinese fire drill, class of 66. Bring it back. Number 18, class of 1961, Barbara Wimberly Schmidt. And a great granddaughter, Jewel Endicott, who's going to be a senior this year at Uniontown High School. Classes of 93 and 99 are represented in the back with Tim and Ashley Endicott in that 1974 Chevy truck. Bring it into more fire trucks, we're ready to roll. Oh Lord, here it comes. Your final entry, the party board with 84. I'm going to keep you people in reminder. The legal drinking age for beer in 1984 was 18 years old. This kind of explains some things. It was quickly changed by January 1 of 85
No.
due to this class. Based on past behaviors and this year's behaviors, they're at the end of the parade. They just soak us every year. Ladies and gentlemen, that's us year's version of our 2025 All-School Union Parade. Thanks for coming out. Enjoy the weekend. Get around, visit with folks you haven't seen for a while. Make the memories and make them last. Thank you.